What's going on, Daytona fans? It's Kevin here, and in this video it's going to be 5 cars that I liked while growing up. Now, just like the videos before, this one has nothing to do with performance or reliability. As a child, I knew nothing about that stuff. All I knew was what I was looking at, and these cars made it to my favorite list. These cars actually helped me become a car guy. Let's get into it. Now, the first car on the list is going to be a Mopar. It's a 1991 Dodge Viper. Now, the Viper is an amazing car, and what turned me to it was the long hood, the V10 engine, the styling overall, but the biggest thing that got my attention was the side exhaust. Now, the side exhaust is the biggest attraction for me, mostly because I don't remember any other cars having side exhausts from factory, and they made it look good. But on top of that, the entire lifespan of the Dodge Viper had side exhausts. Even the last one sold in 2018 had side exhausts. And I think that's just so badass that it's a no apology car, and it's just this powerhouse. I'm sorry to see it go, but you know what? It is what it is. Now, the second car on the list is a 1993 Toyota Supra. Now, the Supra had amazing styling. It had the swooping lines, the big spoilers, the long hood, and the coupe body. Everything just flowed so well together. Bonus points for the Supra: it has aged incredibly well. In 2018, if you Google a 1993 Supra, it doesn't look like it's from the 90s. It looked like it was from a later date, maybe 2010 to 2015 kind of year. And I think that's just awesome. It was way ahead of its time. And if you Google any other 1993 car, supercar, sports car, any kind of car, it looks nothing like the Supra, and it looks like it was made in 1993. Now, the next car on the list is my first supercar. And by that I mean it's the first supercar that I became aware of. And that is the 1993 McLaren F1. The McLaren F1 styling was just phenomenal. But what's more phenomenal is the F1 oriented interior. The interior only has one seat, and it's placed in the middle, so it's a single driver experience only. On top of that, BMW developed the motor for McLaren, and with these two brands put together, they were able to set a top speed of 240 miles an hour in 1993. And then it wasn't beaten for 12 years. It took 12 years for anybody to develop anything else to beat it. So how cool is that it took over a decade for another manufacturer to come out with something better? I mean, that's a pretty awesome record to have on your resume. Now, the next car on the list is the 2004 Ford GT40. Now, I discovered this later on in its lifespan, but still, it is amazing in its own right. The one thing that drew me to this car was the height of it. From the tires to the roof, it's 3.6 feet tall. I mean, think about that. How many cars out there are that tall from factory? I mean, there really isn't that many. But on top of that, this car was more function than fashion. And what I mean by that is that every swoop, every scoop, every line is designed to create downforce for the vehicle. A great example is that there are 2 vent openings from the hood to the bumper, and those 2 channels is to push air upwards to push the car down to create downforce. And I think that's just so cool. I think that this was the first car that was created function first and fashion second, and I definitely respect Ford for doing something like that. Now, the last car on the list is going to complete this circle. We started with a Mopar, now we're ending it with a Mopar. This is the 2006 Dodge Charger SRT8. Now, the SRT is a very commanding car. You knew it was coming down the street, and you knew it demanded your respect. It demanded your attention. One look at it was very clear that it was an SRT model and not another trim like the RT or the SE. What drew me to it was the menacing look, the hood scoop, the spoiler, the wheels. I mean, everything about it, it was just a complete package. It was big, it was brash, and it was definitely unnecessary. And that's what I loved about the Charger. That's why I have a Charger now, because I still feel the same about my Daytona. Alright, Daytona fans, don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell notification icon. Also, in the comments section below, let me know what cars you liked while growing up. Did any of mine make your list too? If not, let me know what yours are. I'm very interested to know. There are a ton of cars out there, and I've barely scratched the surface, so I'm very interested in hearing what everyone has to say. Until the next video, guys, have a great day. Peace.